Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2026. It is my first check-in of 2026, 46 weeks to the race. And it was a second week of Christmas holiday running, second week of getting over my annual Christmas cold. And I'm on just the tail end of that. But actually everything still kept progressing because thankfully my mileage is still not insane right now. And so I was, and low heart rate training. So I actually, because I didn't have the flu, I just had a sinus cold. I was able to keep training and no problems. And so we'll just get right into it. Again, we're just in the mastering the mundane, doing the very unsexy work, but I'll show you here, I'm changing these up a little bit, showing the planned training and then the completed training and then the planned nutrition and then what I actually tracked for my nutrition. The training is generally spot on because you can't catch up with training. Like, I can't get to March and be like, oh crap, I didn't really do my work in January and February. I need to catch up now. That's just a recipe for disaster. So I'm pretty like the fear of getting injured makes me just stay on my training. My macros, it was holiday. So, I mean, I definitely colored around the edges. I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad at it. Some of it was planned, some of it was unplanned. So you're just going to see how that shakes out today. And it's nothing really to worry about. This is why data is so empowering. I just love it. Takes all the emotion out of it. So we are in week 9, still in phase 1, base building. Phase 1 is going to go about till the end of January, I believe. And all right, so here we go. Execution, 5 runs, did all the training, long run. I did my long run on the treadmill again, just because I was sick and it was actually a really windy, cold day. Any other time I just would have still gone outside, but I didn't want to be an idiot with being sick. So I didn't. So I did it on the treadmill, very low heart rate, just put in the miles. My tempo work, that was very interesting. When I did my tempo run on Tuesday and 1 mile warm up, 1 mile cool down, and 2.5 miles in between. This is it here. I am having to really, really pump the speed on the treadmill now to get my heart rate to go into zone 3. That is such a cool benchmark of my fitness improving. And if you are someone who's on any kind of a health journey, looking for fitness markers that are just beyond the weight scale. The weight scale is one. It only tells you part of the information. But I had a week where I was still a little bit sick. My eating was, we'll see, I'll show you in the macros. Some of it was planned, some of it colored outside the lines, but my fitness is still improving. That's why looking at it in its totality is so incredibly important and empowering. Not to say like, oh, I can like color outside the lines and just, whatever each week and I'll still improve. That's not it at all. Life happens. During the holidays, life happens and you can still progress. It's incredible. Amazing. So that was a really cool, that's what the coach GPT here is mentioning here. Yeah, my weight definitely fluctuated. I fluctuated up and down 5 pounds within the last 2 weeks. It's just water weight and a little bit extra like carbs and sodium, like nothing to worry about. And obviously being sick as well. But, I was still really careful to get to bed on time every night and things like that. I just feel way better when I sleep well. I get so negative in my mindset when I don't sleep enough. And I just can't risk that negativity. It is so difficult to get my head out of that when I just haven't had enough sleep. And at this point in my life, my training, I'm just not willing to have to work that hard to be positive. And it really is that, like, it's the difference between literally 45 minutes of sleep. And it's so difficult to maintain positivity and constructive thinking when you don't get enough sleep. And I just can't do that to myself anymore. So all I'd say is I kept sleeping. I kept going to bed, got my 7.5-ish hours a night. Macros were tracked despite off target during the holiday season, preserving data integrity. This is so important, whether you're working with a coach GPT or a human coach. Data is everything, because coach GPT, is a robot, can't look at me and is not training me like in person and knowing the intricacies of who I am. And it is not telepathic. It doesn't know, I went off my macros by this much. And same with a human. The only way that a coach can understand what's happening is through data. And even me coaching people, and people try to slide around the data or not submit check-ins or not give me complete data. And I'm like, what are you paying me for? Like, literally, what are you paying me for? You're just paying me to like give you attaboys? Like, okay, you can pay me whatever, very high prices to just give you attaboys. Like, good job for trying. Like, it's such a waste of time and waste of money. Data is everything. And a good coach will interpret the subjective and the objective data. And that's what I love about all of this. You can see here, there's a lot of subjective data. Like, I just felt low this week, not negative, but just that post holiday low. And a lot of people would slump into it and be like, oh, well, I feel bad. So therefore, oh, I should just blow it. But I'm like, wait a minute. Look, I'm improving here. I'm improving on these. Why would I throw that away? And if you're working with a coach, the coach needs to know that. But even just for you, why would we throw this away just because we have a post-holiday little slump? Like, so I took the other zone twos, I took them down. So you can see, I actually I was at the bottom end of my zone two. My zone two is about 140 to 150 beats per minute. Even this zone two, I was below because I was like, no, I'm just going to like put in the miles, and that is okay. So we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And okay, so enough on that. I'm going to stop harping on that, but I could harp on that all day. Okay, so here was my planned macros and nutrition. It was like, I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. All my holiday guests are gone. I'm going to get right back on my macros. Wah, wah. No, there were still treats around. I had one extra day where I was like, I'm in holiday mode. I didn't have an F it day, like oh, F it, it's still holiday mode. But there's extra little treats around and things like that. And so I wonder what my hair's doing here. And you know what? Being tired, I didn't have that screen of like, Caroline, do you really need this? I indulged a little bit too much, but that thing was this day. Oh, well, December 31st. Like, okay. I sat on the couch with like a little bowl of chips. I put the chips in a bowl so that I wouldn't just eat out of the bag. But then I went and got a second bowl of chips. I'm not mad at it. I don't care. But I tracked it because I was like, I just want to see what shakes out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to track it. I'm not hiding anything. I had a second bowl of chips. Big F, big whatever. Who cares? But this was definitely not planned. I went over a little bit here Sunday. I think, I ended up like cutting myself like a much bigger hunk of steak than I'd planned. I was like, I saw the steak. I'm like, I'm just going to eat about 100 more grams of this than I'd planned. Friday is generally always my planned treat meal. I went way over. You can see here I planned 2,500 calories. I definitely went over. Whatever. It was what it was. Once in a blue moon, life will go on. If you want to read this full check-in narrative, of course, this is linked through my YouTube. You can get on this page yourself. But it's actually like this full coaching narrative that Coach GPT did is an awesome blending of understanding the objective and subjective data combined. So if you want to log on here and read this whole thing yourself. And so the net takeaway, though, this was a successful build week executed under imperfect conditions. Just checking the boxes and like doing what we can, going a little bit over, having a little bit of fun, but that's what it is. So I will link these here. The Instagram check-in will be posted soon. And so right now, coming up this week we're just going to go here. So I'm just going to go into week 10. So coming up this week, we just continue the phase 1 base building. Again, a number of just all zone 2 with one zone 3. And this will be just increased. I did 2.5 miles at Temple last week. This week I'm going to do 3, just controlled, nothing crazy. An interesting thing that I'm adding into this, I decided I was going to get a heart rate monitor because I'm training all by heart rate for the Great World Race, not by pace. And the heart rate on the watch, on any watch, because it sits on the back of your wrist, right? This is not where the pulse is. This is the veins. So like your pulse is here, right? This generally, a watch will measure the heartbeat as it goes back to your heart, which is not entirely correct. It's all kind of accurate. Watches nowadays are getting very sophisticated, they're getting much more accurate. But I was like, you know what? If I'm putting all this effort into training by heart rate, I'm going to get a heart rate monitor. So I just ordered one last night. I ordered whatever the top of the line Garmin one is because I'm not messing around. It's only $250. I was like, that's pretty good. Connects right to my Garmin. That's going to be great. So I'm going to add that in whenever it arrives. It should be this week. And so I'll be curious to see if the tempos that I've been having to push to maintain like my zone 2, zone 3, because I keep having to push them, if that's actually accurate. I'll be very curious to see what the heart rate monitor says when I start using the heart rate monitor. Now, calories, yes, I'm going back to my planned macros, and there is no reason why for the next 3 weeks that these will get interrupted. Tonight is Friday, January 2nd. I'm going out for a treat meal. It's going to be more carb heavy because I have a 12-mile run tomorrow, so I'll probably have some pasta or something like that. And for the next 3 weeks, I'll be here, and then we are taking a little weekend away somewhere. But basically, for the next 3 weeks, heads down, yeah, training, eating, just keep building the base, building the base, building the base, being as fit as I can in sort of this half marathon range. And then next phase will be getting as fit as I can for the full marathon range. And then after that, we start stacking long runs back to back, all that stuff. So all this to say is if you are starting something new this New Year's, please track your data. Oh, please. If you are really, really nerdy about this, I mean, you could do it without tracking the data, but I'm not into that. So if you're here, you're probably into data too. Track the data. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. You can hire a coach, put it into Coach GPT, Chat GPTs. Ask ChatGPT what it needs from you. That's how I established all of this, and it's been awesome. So all I want to say is Happy New Year. I hope you have a great new year. 2026 is going to be awesome. I can feel it. I went for a run yesterday with a bunch of runners, and everyone was like, this is going to be a great year. I was like, yeah, it's going to be great. I feel like for people that are going after big goals this year, whatever they're doing this year, they're going to do it and own it. They're going to complete it. And that's going to be the launch for something else, for something next, big, hairy, scary, awesome. I just feel like that's what it is. Anyway, Happy New Year. Mwah. See you next week. Of course, any questions, you know where to find me on all the socials, comments, all the things.